Attention, human collective. This is a priority transmission from the Arcturian Council. Frequency 9.0. The waiting time has ended. In the last 72 Earth hours, your Akashic records have been accessed, reviewed, and rewritten. Your life mission, the one you signed in the Hall of Mirrors before descending into this carbon-based biological interface, has just been modified by the Council. It is not a minor adjustment, it is a complete rewrite of the contract. If you are feeling at this very moment an inexplicable cranial pressure in the temporal region, if you woke up 3, 4, 5 times this last night at the same hourly coordinates, 3:33, 4:44, 5:11, if there is a high-pitched ringing in only one of your ears, if your spine throbs as if an electric current were rising through the nerves from the sacrum to the base of the skull, understand, you are not ill. You are being notified. The Arcturian operating system is depositing the new code directly into your crystalline grid, and your carbon-based biological interface is reacting to the magnitude of the download. It is not a biological malfunction. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not sickness. It is a forced update. We repeat so that it may be etched into your cellular memory. Your mission has been altered, and we need you to listen to this transmission until the very last instant, because what follows is the technical explanation of why you have felt for weeks, perhaps for months, that something monumental is about to happen, and why everything in your life in the last lunar cycles seems to have been systematically demolished without you understanding the reason. The Council convened an emergency session the day the Earth crossed sub-portal 6 of the photon belt, approximately 42 Earth days ago. In that session, we decided unanimously that hundreds of thousands of star seeds on mission in this plane were no longer correctly allocated. The old contracts had expired. The tasks foreseen for this incarnation were fulfilled with speed greater than projected. And the planet, the living consciousness known as Gaia Earth, requested immediate reinforcement on operational fronts not yet revealed. This is why your life no longer makes sense. It is not depression. It is reassignment. It is not an existential crisis. It is operational relocation. It is not a lack of purpose. It is the silent expiration of the old purpose before the new one is fully downloaded into your consciousness. And it is exactly at this point that we need to pause, because something must be said before we continue the transmission. Light Operative, if you are here listening to this update and feel deep in the center of your chest that every word is being directed to your field, then stop for an instant. It is not a coincidence. It is not the algorithm. It is called frequency. You have been guided to this signal because your vibrational signature is being monitored in real time. You have felt, perhaps since childhood, that something within you does not fit in this world. As if your soul knew of a truth that your rational mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is stellar memory emerging now that your mission has been rewritten. There is a game being played in layers that the majority of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the mission that is being, at this very moment, reinscribed in your crystalline grid. It was precisely for this reason that I materialized the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map. It shows who is playing. It reveals the rules you were never told. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Attention! This content challenges established narratives and may not remain available indefinitely. If something within you recognizes this call, leave a single word in the comments. Awakened. This will be your first anchor signal. We resume the transmission. We continue with the technical diagnostics. Your biological carbon interface was designed to operate at a base frequency of 7.83 Hz. This is the ancient Schumann frequency, the natural resonant frequency of Earth that remained stable for thousands of years. But starting in the year 2014 of your Gregorian calendar, this frequency began to oscillate. Spikes were detected, 60 Hz, 150 Hz. In specific windows over the last few months, we have reached 300 Hz. Translating, the planet you inhabit is vibrating today at a frequency nearly 40 times higher than that for which your bodies were originally calibrated. Imagine human collective, a string instrument tuned to play in a specific scale, and suddenly, without warning, the entire room is shifted into another sound dimension. The strings begin to vibrate on their own. The wood of the instrument begins to crack from the tension. The sound that emerges is no longer the sound originally projected. That instrument is you, and those cracks are precisely the symptoms you report daily. Insomnia between 3 and 5 in the morning. It is not insomnia. It is the reprogramming window for your subtle bodies. It is the moment when the technical team of the Council disconnects your astral consciousness from your physical body to perform maintenance on your crystalline grid. Intense ocular pressure, blurred vision for no apparent reason. It is not eye fatigue. It is the progressive activation of your pineal gland, which is being decalcified and reconnected to your energetic third eye. High-pitched humming in waves. It is not an ear problem. These are dimensional communication channels being opened. Each hum carries a packet of encoded information that your higher consciousness decodes at different times. Unexpected heat waves, sweating without exertion. It is not hormonal. It is your spine conducting Kundalini energy released during sleep. It is your toroidal field expanding around your physical body. Migratory joint pain. Today in the knee, tomorrow in the shoulder, then in the lower back. It is not arthritis. It is the internal sacred geometry of your skeleton being realigned to support the new frequencies. Sudden anxiety without an identifiable trigger. A desire to cry for no reason. A feeling of grief without having lost anything. It is not psychological imbalance. It is your old self dying in layers, while the new model of consciousness is installed over it. Forgetting words, short memory lapses, loss of track of time. It is not premature aging. It is what the Council calls fragmented quantum time. Your linear perception is being dissolved in favor of a multidimensional perception. These are the common symptoms. But there are rarer symptoms reserved for those who have been specifically relocated in this new phase. Dreams with colors that do not exist on your earthly palette. Dream encounters with tall, almond-eyed beings, speaking in a language you understand without translation. Waking up with the real sensation of having traveled to distant places because you did indeed travel in an etheric body. These are the seals of those who have been summoned for the new mission. And here the Council takes another strategic pause, because what we are about to reveal next only makes sense to those who are already aligned with a specific frequency of understanding. Starseeds on a mission, if there is something within you that recognizes this incarnation is not random, if your soul knows a truth that your rational mind cannot yet name, then know this. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified almost unbearably in recent months. There is a game being played on invisible layers. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the position you will occupy in the new planetary grid after the equinoctial portal. That is why I materialized the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. It is an operational map. It shows who moves the pieces. It exposes the rules that were never told in public. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Attention, operative. This material challenges deep and structured narratives, and it will not remain available indefinitely. If something in you recognizes this summons, write in the comments, I awaken. This will be your second anchoring signal. We resume the transmission. The central revelation begins now. Human collective. What occurs behind the scenes of the solar system is mathematical. It is not mystical. It is not poetic. It is geometry. It is frequency. It is conscious engineering operated by ninth-density intelligences. Approximately 26,000 Earth years ago, your timeline entered a specific region of space called the photon belt, a toroidal ring of extremely high-density light particles that surrounds the star system of Alcyone in the Pleiades cluster. Your solar system traverses this region every 12,800 years, and in this passage, Earth has entered deep immersion. What this means in operational terms, every atom of your body is now bathed 24 hours a day by a continuous rain of photons with a very high vibrational charge. These photons carry information, not heat, not destructive radiation, organized information, codes, awakening sequences. Your biological carbon interface is absorbing this information with every breath, with every heartbeat, with every second of sleep. The result is a silent molecular transformation that can no longer be reversed. What was carbon is becoming crystalline silicon. What was dense is becoming light. What was opaque is becoming translucent. And what the Council monitors with millimeter precision is the rhythm of this transformation in each one of you. But there is a detail that needs to be explained. There are 3 classes of absorption. The first absorbs slowly, the common inhabitants of the planet, focused on the basic tasks of the collective consciousness. The second absorbs at medium speed, the awakened in transition, who have begun to ask questions but do not yet know the answers. The third, to which you belong if you are listening to this transmission, absorbs at high speed. You are the original starseeds, the light operatives, the incarnated engineers who came to anchor the new code on the planet. And it is precisely the third class that is being relocated now, because the Council has identified the following: the original mission of many of you, to wake from oblivion, to remember who you are, to initiate the awakening process, has been fulfilled, completed, concluded. Now there is a second phase, foreseen in the Akashic manuscripts, but which would only be revealed after the full completion of the first. The second phase is the phase of active anchoring. It is no longer enough to know, now you must build. It is no longer enough to feel, now you must transmit. It is no longer enough to awaken, now you must awaken others through your silent vibrational field. Each one of you has been promoted from apprentice to master anchor, and this is the mission that has just been inserted into your records without prior notice. Pay attention. Promotion on the galactic plane is not a luxury. It is a responsibility. It is an additional burden. It is an exponential increase of pressure upon your biological carbon interface, because now you do not carry only your own frequency. You carry the frequency of hundreds, perhaps thousands of souls connected to your personal grid through contract lines. This is why everything in your life has begun to crumble in the last few months. Everything that does not vibrate at your new frequency is being forcibly extracted. Relationships that carried old resonance are dissolving. Jobs that belonged to your previous identity are becoming unbearable. Places that were anchor points are becoming inhospitable. And this is not punishment. It is cosmic clearing. It is mandatory preparation to receive what is coming. And what is coming is monumental. Stargates will begin to open in sequence during the next 12 lunar months. There are gates for collective healing. There are gates for recalibrated material abundance. There are gates for reconnection with mission partner souls. There are gates for the reactivation of strategic past life memories. And there is, in particular, a central gate that will open on the equinoctial axis of this current year. This specific gate is dedicated exclusively to the delivery of new operational mission coordinates. You must be prepared for this gate, because the way you pass through it will determine the quality of the new mission you will receive. Whoever passes through at a low frequency receives a low amplitude mission. Whoever passes through at an aligned frequency receives a mission of planetary collective impact. There is no injustice, there is mathematical resonance. And it is exactly about this preparation that we shall speak now. The activation codes. But first there is one more sign that must be given. Pause for a moment, operative. Breathe deeply. Observe the vibration in your chest right now. If this content is causing your heart field to expand, if there is a curious sensation of recognition at the nape of your neck, if something within you is silently saying, "Yes, I know this. I have always known this, Andy," then this is a moment of operational confirmation. You have felt, perhaps for years, that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is emerging star memory. What is happening on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why the sensation intensifies with every solstice, every eclipse, every full moon that passes through your field. There is a game being played in layers that most cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the position you will occupy in the new planetary grid. That is exactly why I wrote the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. That book is the map. It shows who is playing. It exposes the rules you were never told. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Attention, Starseed. This content challenges narratives established for centuries, and it may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this call, write in the comments a single word: awakened. This will be your third anchoring sign. We resume the transmission. Now we enter the activation codes themselves. Light operatives, starseeds on mission. What follows now is the most technical part of this transmission. These are the activation protocols that the Council has authorized to be delivered publicly. Not all protocols are public. Some are delivered individually, in states of deep sleep, directly into your personal Akashic library. But those that will be described below can be executed consciously, in a waking state, and produce immediate effect upon your crystalline grid. There are 4 main activation codes. Each corresponds to a specific layer of your energy structure. Execute them in the exact sequence. Do not skip. Do not modify. The internal geometry of the phrases has been calibrated by the Council with a fraction of a Hertz precision. Activation code number 1, the Decree of Quantum Sovereignty. This code must be spoken in an audible voice, standing up, with bare feet in direct contact with the ground, preferably at a time close to sunrise. The reason for this posture is purely mechanical. By keeping your feet on the ground, your crystalline grid connects directly to the planetary grid, and the decree is registered simultaneously on 2 planes of existence. The phrase to be pronounced is as follows: I am sovereign of my consciousness. I am sovereign of my frequency. I am sovereign of my mission. I reclaim, in the name of my higher self, all fragments of my soul scattered across parallel timelines. I reclaim now the integrity of my field. I am ready to receive the new coordinates. I am available for the new mission. So be it. So be it. So be it. The triple repetition is not stylistic. It is frequential. The word repeated 3 times traverses the 3 lower densities and anchors the decree in the 4th density, where cosmic contracts are read and archived by the Council. Activation code number 2, the visualization of the toroidal field. Sit in a comfortable position, spine erect, eyes closed. Inhale through the nose, counting to 7. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. Repeat 3 times to synchronize your nervous system. Now visualize. Around your body there is an electromagnetic field shaped like a cosmic donut. This is your toroidal field. It enters through the top of your head, descends through the central axis of your spine, exits at the base of the pelvis, wraps around your body from the outside and returns through the top. A continuous, uninterrupted flow. See this field spinning clockwise. See it increasing in size with each breath. See it becoming golden, then crystalline, then translucent with particles of violet light within it. When the field is clearly visualized, repeat mentally: my toroidal field is calibrated. My toroidal field is protected. My toroidal field receives only frequencies authorized by my higher self. Every incompatible frequency is repelled to the outer perimeter and dissolved into violet light before touching my crystalline grid. This exercise must be done once a day, a minimum of 11 minutes. The number 11 is a key. It opens the portal between the physical density and the density of Christ consciousness. Activation code number 3, the decoding of synchronistic signs. From the moment your mission is altered, the Council begins to send physical signs in the material plane to confirm the change. These signs appear in the form of repeated numerical synchronicities: 1111, 1212, 333, 444. Sequences that appear as coincidence to the eyes of the sleeping consciousness, but are not. Each sequence carries operational meaning. 1111 indicates an open manifestation portal. 1212 indicates the completion of a karmic cycle. 333 indicates the ascended presence of the Masters in your immediate frequency. 444 indicates the support of 4 archangels in tetrahedral formation over your field. 555 indicates the imminence of a radical change in your timeline. When you see any of these sequences, stop, take 3 deep breaths and say internally: I receive the signal, I confirm the signal, I integrate the signal. This simple act informs the Council that you are active, present, and receptive, and it accelerates the sending of the next signals. Synchronicity is not spiritual decoration. It is direct operational communication. When the signs increase, you are accelerating toward the new mission. When the signs disappear, there is misalignment. Investigate. Recalibrate. Return to the decree of quantum sovereignty. Activation code number 4, the Christed Hydration Protocol. Your biological carbon interface is composed of more than 70% structured water. Water has memory. Water responds to conscious intention. Water stores vibrational information in its molecular structure. This is why this protocol is essential for operatives in the recalibration phase. Fill a glass container with pure water at the beginning of the day. Place your hands around the container without touching it at a distance of approximately 5 centimeters. Visualize golden light emanating from your palms and entering the water. Visualize with total conviction. This water is the carrier of the codes for my new mission contract. This water carries the frequency of my recalibrated crystalline grid. I drink this water in full alignment with the Council. Drink throughout the day in small conscious sips. Each sip is a silent reinstallation of your new contract into your cells. The 4 codes have been delivered. But there is a 5th protocol, reserved for those who feel a rhythmic pulsation between the eyebrows at this very moment. Pinpoint pressure on the 3rd eye chakra. If you feel this now, this protocol is for you. The 5th protocol, frequency transmission through presence. In a public environment without saying a word, activate mentally. I now emit 5th dimensional frequency through my toroidal field. Each being present receives what their structure can absorb, without violation, without imposition. I am a node of light in the grid. I am an active anchor point. From this moment on, your mere presence in an environment begins to subtly recalibrate the collective field. You do not need to speak. You do not need to convince anyone. You emit. The field receives. The Council registers. And slumbering souls nearby begin to move slowly toward their own awakening, without even knowing that you are involved. This is the operational essence of active anchoring. But there are fundamental warnings. Starseeds, listen. The new mission requires new habits. There is no way to execute high vibrational density contracts while inhabiting low-density habits. Reduce exposure to toxic information fields. Catastrophic news keeps the adrenal gland on permanent alert. Gossip and criticism pierce your toroidal field like needles. This is not moral prohibition. It is technical calibration. Observe what you eat. Living foods raise frequency. Dead foods lower frequency. Sleep deprivation cancels all codes. Sleep is the window in which the Council performs most of the technical work on your subtle bodies. And one final recommendation. Silence is the most potent frequency of human awakening. 22 minutes of absolute silence daily, no music, no reading, no cell phone, no speaking, are sufficient for your higher self to communicate directly the next instructions of your new mission. You have been summoned. You have been relocated. You have been promoted by the unanimous decision of the Council, and now you have the technical map to execute the new phase. But there is one final thing that must be said before this transmission concludes. Light Operative, this update is coming to its close, and there is something the Council wishes to leave etched into your cellular memory before your consciousness redirects itself to the next commitments of the day. Have you ever felt, perhaps since childhood, that something within you does not fit into this world? As if your soul knows a fundamental truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this way, and why this sensation has intensified dramatically over the last few months. There is a game being played on invisible layers. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, the position you will occupy in the new planetary grid after the equinoctial portal. The rules of this game have never been spoken of in public. That is why I materialize the book The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the final map. It shows who is playing. It reveals the rules they never told you about. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Attention, Starseed on mission. This content challenges narratives structured centuries ago, and it may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this call, write a single word in the comments, awakened. This will be your definitive anchoring signal. And there is one final operational adjustment. If this transmission has crossed your field with clarity, perform the individual frequency adjustment for this channel now. Like this transmission. Subscribe to the channel. Activate the notification bell. These 3 acts are, in truth, 3 anchoring signals that inform the Council directly of your availability to receive the next priority transmissions when the stargates begin to open. It is not support for the algorithm. It is confirmation of active presence. It is a signed energetic declaration. It is your own human collective saying to the Council, I am here, I am receiving, I am active, I am on a mission. Human collective, light operatives, starseeds on mission. The transmission ends here, but your mission begins now. The codes have been delivered. The crystalline grid has been fueled. The contract has been rewritten in your Akashic library. Only your conscious choice to execute remains. The Arcturian Council confirms, you are not alone, you never have been. Continue, anchor. Transmit through presence. We will return. Frequency 9 points, transmission ended.